We've seen countless prison sentences given to men due to their heinous crimes, and they were brought to justice by giving them extremely long sentences. But did you know that female criminals can also get long sentences, such as life imprisonment and a whole life order? Well then, who are these women? And what did they do to get such punishments? Well, that's what we'll discuss today. So let us present to you the top 5 female prisoners with the longest prison sentences. We'll discuss everything from crime to motive and finally the punishment they received for their actions. So sit back, relax, while you enjoy today's video. Make sure you watch to the end because the female criminal on number 5 will definitely blow your mind away. Let's start, shall we? Number 1, Lucy Letby. On number 1, we have the Angel of Death, or you might call her the Killer Nurse. Lucy Letby, a former British neonatal nurse, was convicted of murdering at least 7 infants and was also charged with attempted murder of at least 6 more babies in her care. She was officially declared a serial killer and was charged in 2020 with 8 murders and 10 counts of attempted murder. Lucy was able to pull out her unusual desire to kill infants from 2015 to 2016 at Countess of Chester Hospital. The unusual death of the infants became a huge issue, and the staff started to suspect Lucy because she was always on duty during the incident. The suspicions grew even stronger when the incident stopped right after Lucy was dismissed from her duties in 2016 from the intensive care unit. Her trial was one of the most extended trials in history, lasting almost a year. During her trial, the methods of killing the infants were revealed, and make sure you have a strong heart to bear the details, because this monster showed no mercy on the poor souls. Lucy used several methods to kill the babies, such as injecting them with air or sometimes insulin. She even overfed the infants and sometimes physically assaulted them. It makes this case even worse when you know that many parents and doctors walk in during or after Lucy commits the murder. She even stole confidential documents regarding the infants to keep as souvenirs for her heinous crimes. Lucy Letby was arrested in 2018, and on the 21st of August, 2023, she was given the most severe sentence possible under English law, life imprisonment with a whole life order. Lucy showed zero remorse during her trial, and stated that she loved playing God and had a thrill while killing those poor, innocent souls who couldn't defend themselves. It's definitely the worst case on the list, but there's more to go. Number 2, Myra Hindley. The second female prisoner who got the longest life sentence is Myra Hindley, who was convicted of the murder of 5 young children in the 1960s. She committed the crime with her boyfriend, Ian Brady. The pair sexually assaulted their victims and buried their bodies in a grave dug in Swaddleworth Moor. Hindley was initially charged with the murder of only 2 victims and as an accomplice to a 3rd victim. She was sentenced to life imprisonment and had to serve at least 25 years in jail, which was later increased to 30 years. But when the case was reopened in 1986, when her partner Brady confessed to 2 more murders, her sentence was increased to a whole life order. Her accomplice Brady was also given life imprisonment in 1994. Their crime shocked Britain, and no wonder they're the first criminals to receive such a sentence. The press named Myra Hindley the most evil woman in Britain. During her life in prison, Hindley made several appeals against her sentence and declared herself no longer a threat to society. Thankfully, none of her appeals were accepted, and she passed away in prison in 2002 at the age of 60 after serving 36 years in prison. Ian was declared a psychopath and was admitted to Ashworth Hospital under high security. He took his last breath in 2017 at the age of 79 and served 51 years in imprisonment. Justice was brought upon these 2 sadistic killers. Number 3, Rosemary West. The case of Rosemary West is just the same as the previous one, another murderous couple that brought havoc in the 1970s. She is undoubtedly one of the most notorious female serial killers on the list who did her unforgivable deed with her husband, Fred West. The pair was convicted of sexually abusing and murdering at least 10 women, including their 8-year-old stepdaughter. Yes, you heard that right. Their own family wasn't safe from them. The majority of murders took place at their residence, where they tortured their victims and buried their bodies under their home. Rose had a very dark past. She was only 15 when she met Fred, who was way older than her. And guess what? He was always involved in something illegal. In fact, he was even imprisoned in a car theft case, and the murders only started after his release. The pair killed 9 women, and their stepdaughter, making it 10. Among them was Fred's pregnant lover, whom they brutally killed and disposed of with their other victims. They were finally arrested the 6th of August 1992 when Fred was accused of raping his 13-year-old daughter, while Rose was arrested for child cruelty. All 5 children were removed from the couple's custody, and the pair were suspected of their stepdaughter's disappearance, which she had been missing since 1987. That arrest resulted in further investigation of their house, and that's when police found human remains in their house. These details were enough to arrest the couple once again in 1994, and soon after, they were brought to trial. Rose denied all of the allegations in her trial and shared a story in which her husband committed all those crimes alone. Still, the investigators were not buying that story due to all the evidence they found against her. Fred killed himself in his prison cell before he could appear in the trial. The trial judge recommended giving Rose a life sentence and a minimum of 25 years, but in 1997, Home Secretary Jack Straw declared that she would not be released and was sentenced to a whole life order. Rose is still alive and is now 69 years old. She's serving her time in jail and will remain there till she dies with the regret of killing innocent people. Number 4. Joanna Dennehy. Joanne Christine Dennehy, aka the Peterborough Ditch Murder, is the woman who terrorized Cambridgeshire in March 2013. She allegedly killed 3 men by stabbing them multiple times. The bodies of their victims were found in ditches right outside Peterborough. Luckily, another pair she attacked afterwards was severely injured but survived the attack and lived to tell the tale. Dennehy had 2 children at the time of her killing spree. She specifically targeted men and refused to victimize any women, especially a woman with child. Well, at least she had a soft side for women. Too bad for men. Dennehy had a partner in crime named Lloyd, and they both wanted to kill 9 people so that they could become like Bonnie and Clyde. It was reported that her motive to go on a killing spree was to find entertainment because it was way too much fun for her to kill men. After her arrest, Dennehy confessed to her crimes and was sentenced to life imprisonment with a whole life order. She's undoubtedly one of the most dangerous women in the world who hates men to the core. Number 5. Chamoy Thipyaso. The person we're about to discuss is not a serial killer but is known to receive the longest prison sentence in the history of crime. We're talking about the Thai woman, Chamoy Thipyaso, who was sentenced to 141,078 years, which is way worse than life imprisonment. What was the crime that let her achieve this unusual world record? Well, the story is a bit political. Apparently, Chamoy was involved in a pyramid scheme. She started a chit fund scheme in the 1960s, which was made to look like an oil share with high returns. She had strong connections among the military, even the Royal Air Force. That's how she pulled it off for so long, by making it seem a legitimate offer. The scheme was taken down in the 1980s, but until then, she mugged more than 16,000 clients who fell for her pyramid scheme. The scheme was able to fraud not only Thai people, but also countless people from other countries. The estimated money they made from this scheme is around $200 million and $301 million. Luckily, Chamoy escaped that crazy number of years in jail and was released in 1993, but she still holds the record of the longest life sentence. So that was it, folks. These are the top 5 female prisoners with the longest prison sentences. It's rare for women to get life imprisonment unless they've committed similar actions to criminals mentioned in this video. We're glad you watched the video till the end. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to ring the bell icon too so that you can get a notification whenever we post new exciting content. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.